Welcome back for chapter 21. I'm Lloyd Dobler. Wait, what? I hear you saying. The teenager from Say Anything? Yes, that Lloyd Dobler. I'm middle-aged now, and due to some glitch in the quantum physics of intellectual property, I've been unfrozen from the fictional world of rom-com nostalgia, and I'm now intersecting with your real world. In this podcast, I'm calling the Tao of Lloyd, where I take the Tao Te Ching one chapter at a time, and I use it to craft these little zen-punk mixtape meditations in a deeply flawed, Sisyphus with a sense of humor attempt to create a field guide for, what shall we call this moment? Late stage everything. So how do we define late stage everything? Okay, let's just check our shared reality real quick. We wake up, our phone buzzes like a casino slot machine designed by a sociopath, and before our eyes are even fully open, we already learn that democracy is hanging by a dental floss thread. Someone you went to high school with is explaining geopolitics on Facebook using a Punisher meme and the word sheeple, and somewhere in our house, an appliance is making a noise that feels, a little judgmental. Cool, great morning. Meanwhile, your nervous system, which is not evolving at the pace of technology, is now being asked to process genocide, the AI apocalypse, climate catastrophe, your in-laws with a new Instagram account asking to follow you, and the president of the free world trolling his own country on social media while selling us everything from Trump-branded crypto to Trump-branded golden parachutes, building a MAGA exit ramp for his family while driving America over the cliff like we're ending the great American experiment, Thelma and Louise style, in a Ford Thunderbird convertible straight into the Grand Canyon of history. And the free world, at least here in the United States, isn't that free anymore because we now have masked agents disappearing people off the streets. So yeah, no wonder you're tired. No wonder you're jumpy. Your nervous system keeps trying to block every hit. No wonder it's exhausted. No wonder you're doom-scrolling like the next refresh will finally contain the sentence, "Never mind, false alarm, everything's fine, go back to your life." Spoiler alert, it won't. Instead, you're going to get an ad for meditation, which might be why you're listening to me right now. And look, I love meditation, obviously, and I need it, obviously. And I'm hosting a podcast about the Tao Te Ching like it's a mixtape you found in the glove compartment of a collapsing empire. So if you feel scattered, if you feel reactive, if you feel like you're one headline away from either screaming into a pillow or becoming a minimalist monk who lives in a van and refuses email, congratulations. You are having a normal reaction to an abnormal amount of input. And that's where we're starting today. Not with calm, not with answers, not with fixing anything, just here together in the noise. And that brings us to today's reading and meditation. Chapter 21 of the Tao Te Ching. Let's settle in. Close your eyes and start the journey within. Or don't. I'm not your spiritual advisor. But really, what have you got to lose? Unless you're organizing a general strike or shutting down a weapons manufacturer or trying to return an email from a colleague that starts with "just circling back" without throwing your work-issued MacBook Air through a window, unless you're doing one of those three things, just close your eyes to start the journey within. Take a long, slow, deep breath in through the nose. And let it go, like your breath could melt ice. The agency, not the water molecules locked into a rigid hexagonal lattice by hydrogen bonding. Good. This is chapter 21 of the Tao Te Ching. The master keeps her mind always at one with the Tao. That is what gives her radiance. The Tao is ungraspable. How can her mind be at one with it? Because she doesn't cling to ideas. The Tao is dark and unfathomable. How can it make her so radiant? Because she lets it. Since before time and space were, the Tao is. It is beyond is and is not. How do I know this is true? I look inside myself and see. Okay. That was chapter 21 of the Tao Te Ching. And here's the thing about that chapter. It's not about productivity. It's not a clarity chapter. It's definitely not a 5 steps to inner peace chapter. It's a chapter about trusting what you can't get your hands around. And it's hard to get your hands around anything when your therapist takes Venmo and posts on TikTok while driving for Lyft. I mean, that's life in late-stage capitalism when the system still runs, but just for billionaires. Late-stage everything is when the system still runs, just not for humans. Get it? I'm not sure I do, and I wrote it. But chapter 21 tells us that the master doesn't glow because she understands everything. She glows because she stops clinging. Not clinging to ideas, not clinging to certainty, not clinging to the fantasy that if she just refreshes the feed one more time, things will finally make sense. And this matters, especially now, because late-stage everything is basically one long invitation to cling harder. Cling to outrage, cling to hot takes, cling to certainty, cling to the idea that being permanently activated is the same thing as being awake. But chapter 21 offers us something quieter. It's saying you don't become radiant by knowing more. You become radiant by letting go of the need to know right now. Which doesn't mean disengaging, and it doesn't mean checking out. It means this. You stop demanding that your nervous system solve history before breakfast. You stop asking your breath to do the job of institutions that have failed you. You stop refusing constant reaction with moral seriousness. You have the patience, like we learned in chapter 15, to wait until your mud settles and the water is clear. Then you will know your right action. Lao Tzu says, how do I know this is true? I look inside myself and see, which is not an answer the algorithm can use, but it's one your body understands immediately. Late stage everything is coming for us. Kung Fu doesn't block the punch. It lets the punch pass. Late stage everything is all punch. Presence is how you step aside. Thanks for listening. I'll see you next time for chapter 22. And from the edge of the empire and the center of the self, this is the Tao of Lloyd.